I don't want to spend too much time on it, but apparently it's going viral. The Raptors head coach is a little pissed, apparently.
To allow this 23 free throws for them, and we get 2 free throws in the fourth quarter. Like how to play the game. I understand respect for all stars and all that, but we have star players on our team as well. How's possible that Scotty Barnes, who is all-star caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force and trying to get to the rim without flopping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for a whole game. How's that possible? How are you going to explain that to me? They have to win tonight? If that's the case, just let us know so we don't show up for the game. Just give them a win.
All right.
Oh, wow.
I don't really have. All right. So here's my thing. So the Lakers did shoot 23 free throws in that fourth period. The Raptors had to foul some. So you're going to have some of that number is going to be inflated down the stretch. So we'll say that adds like 6 free throws here and there.
Okay.
The Lakers did shoot. There were some iffy calls, right? We were on the air and there was like the AD the moving screen that RJ Barrett on AD that was I think the most notable there. But also the Lakers were doing a lot of finishing at the rim themselves. I like sometimes like look, home court is a thing also. Like here's my thing, Raj.
Okay.
Every single time the Lakers have one of these kinds of wins and the free throw disparity is this, you have Twitter, like at large, has this giant effing meltdown. Oh,
Yeah.
see, it's rigged. It's this. Like, how many Twitter threads do we see when the Lakers were scratching and clawing and playing harder than the other teams that they were playing against to get into the playoffs last year? And they had the free throw disparity that they did. Oh, the league definitely wants the Lakers in the playoffs. They're doing everything they can to get the Lakers into the playoffs. Let's say that's true. Let's say that it is indeed actually rigged, right? You realize the kind of scandal that would be? Like, you realize that, like, this would shake professional sports to its core. If the Lakers were actually being given extra opportunities to win these games just for the very sake of being able to get into the playoffs and all of that stuff. Never you mind the fact that the Lakers outplayed the Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies to the tune of a couple series wins that they had. No credit for that. Everything always goes back to the free throw disparity here. I look 23-2. If that happened against the Lakers, I'd be pissed too. If I was the coach of a team that shot only 2 free throws as the other team shot 23 free throws, I would also be pissed. But acting as if this is like somehow unique to the Lakers is such disingenuous bullshit. Like, what are we doing? Like, what do we?
Yeah.
I've watched the Lakers have like multiple games ended with bad calls that the league would go back and admit the next day, whoopsie-doo, we missed that one. And somehow I don't see like the Matt Moores of the world screaming about the travesty that refereeing and the riggedness of all of this might be. Somehow that doesn't happen. I miss those rants and raves when that happens. But when it's the Lakers, it's the worst thing that could possibly happen to the sport. What are we doing? It was a great fucking game. Why are we complaining about this?
Yeah, I was not expecting that. My counter always to when people bring this up, because this seeps into like regular life conversation too about basketball. This is not just a Twitter thing where, oh, it was the refs. Do you think the league had a chance last year, Anthony? If it was rigged, like if people's beliefs on rigged games and all that, the league had a chance for Lakers Celtics in the NBA Finals. They got Nuggets Heat. Now, like me and you are big fans of Nikola Jokic, and Jimmy Butler has like a really cultish following in terms of the people that kind of die by him. But you think the league wanted that? You think the league wanted Nuggets Heat?
Like before the Lakers Nuggets series even started, somebody who I really respect, Adam Mattis, who's a friend of the show, somebody I go way back with, right, is going out there with these Twitter conspiracy threads about like, do you know how much money is at stake if the Lakers make this or if the Nuggets make this instead of the Lakers? And even Mark Cuban is like, shut up, dude. That's bullshit. It's so like, it's so freaking stop the count
Yeah,
nonsense that we keep seeing from these people over and over and over again every time. And again, if it was that consistent the other way around, like if the Lakers had and by the way, that happens every so often
sure.
that the free throw count goes in the other way because that's how this works. Sometimes referees call a bunch in the favor of one team and don't in another. You have 3 referees on the court. Like sometimes one referee is going to call the game a certain way, and another referee who is tasked with calling offensive fouls or defensive fouls for the other team is going to see the game a completely different way. And that's how the discrepancy happens. And sometimes it goes in favor of the Lakers, and sometimes it goes in favor of the other team. And when it goes in favor of the other team, I don't see all of the whining and the hemming and hawing about, gosh, man, this whole thing is rigged. Why do the other teams even play? Shut up, man. It was a great game. Like, what are we doing? Like, every time the Lakers win a really good game, it goes back to this nonsense. And we sit here and wonder why the NBA is getting laughed by the NFL when after every one of these really good games, you have like credentialed NBA media saying that this shit is rigged. Like, what? What?
Yeah, I did
Roger
not.
Goodell would slap these people upside the head and be like, "You aren't allowed to cover this anymore. Shut up. Shut up until you actually like my sport."
I did not expect that from the Toronto coach, by the way. I thought this was a really fun, like, back and forth game of 2 teams that really executed really well. Like, this should be the conversation tonight. Scotty Barnes was incredible. He was dunking
Yeah.
like Giannis. Like, I thought he looked like Giannis dunking the ball. Pascal had a really good game. RJ Barrett looks like a freaking awesome get from them from New York. Emmanuel Quickly was 4 for 6 from 3. But now the conversation, Anthony, because of what the Toronto coach did, and he has more than right to like feel a type of way. I don't think the free throw disparity was as crazy once you get into all the intentional fouling they had to do. Anthony Davis was like kind of a monster inside, so his 14 free throws are kind of, I put those to the side anyway. But go ahead, go complain. But yeah, now that's the story. The story is that instead of this Toronto team played really freaking well against a Laker team that was desperate to win. And all their guys played really well, but that's not the story anymore. And I'm disappointed in that. I was not expecting that from the Toronto coach. And yeah, no one was saying these things, Anthony. When we were 3-10, where was the free throw rigging then? Where was that?
Yeah.
Where was it then? I'm sure the league wanted us to lose at home to Memphis. I'm sure that was. I'm sure if the rigging was part of the conversation. So